All right, let's talk about it. The big one, AI, and what it means for your job, for my job, for all of our jobs. I mean, you see it everywhere, right? Is AI coming for your job? It's the question that's all over the news. And, it's kind of nerve-wracking. Is this new tech here to help us, or is it here to replace us? So instead of just guessing or panicking based on headlines, we're going to do something different. We're going to look at the actual data. We're diving deep into this huge global report from PwC. Seriously, they looked at almost 1 billion job ads to figure out what's really going on. Okay, first things first. Let's talk about that big fear. The fear is pretty simple, right? The thinking goes, AI gets smarter, our jobs get smaller, maybe even disappear, and our wages go down. It's a totally understandable worry, and it's really at the heart of this whole thing. But, and this is a big but, this is where the data starts to paint a really different picture. Let's get into the AI productivity boom. Okay, check this out. 3 times, 3x. Let that number just hang in the air for a second. What on earth does that mean?
It means that the industries that are leaning into AI, we're talking about fields like IT, finance, professional services, their productivity growth is 3 times higher than industries that aren't. And we're talking about revenue per employee here. This isn't some tiny little bump. It's a huge, massive gap.
And get this, look at when this happened. This isn't some slow and steady thing. It's an explosion. Since 2022, yeah, right when tools like ChatGPT went totally mainstream, productivity growth in these AI-ready industries has pretty much quadrupled. It's nuts. Meanwhile, it's actually fallen a bit everywhere else. This is happening right now.
Okay, so the companies are making more money, they're more productive, great for them. But what about the actual people doing the work? This, my friends, leads us to what I think is the most surprising part of this whole report. Let's talk about paychecks. Right, this is the million-dollar question. Are companies just using AI to squeeze more work out of fewer people and slash wages? Well, the data says absolutely not. In fact, it's pointing in the complete opposite direction. 56%. If you remember one number from this, make it this one. This is a game changer. So check this out. People who have specific AI skills are commanding a 56% wage premium on average. We're talking about knowing how to use these tools, manage AI models, that kind of stuff. And here's the kicker. Just last year, that premium was 25%. It has more than doubled in a year. The job market is literally shouting that it needs people with these skills. So what does this actually look like in a day-to-day job? The report gives a couple of perfect examples. Let's meet Amina, an analyst. Instead of spending all her time digging for data, AI does that heavy lifting for her. That frees her up to do the really important stuff, the strategic thinking, the client work. Then you've got John, who works in customer support. You'd think his job is a prime target for automation, right? But instead of replacing him, AI handles all the simple, repetitive questions, which lets John focus on solving the really tough customer problems, with AI helping him out. And here's the takeaway, and it flies right in the face of the fear. Job numbers and wages are growing in these AI-heavy fields, even for the jobs that everyone thought were going to be automated away like John's. It turns out companies are using AI to make their people more valuable, not to make them redundant. Okay, this all sounds pretty rosy, doesn't it? But hold on, there's a really big if here. None of this amazing stuff happens automatically. It all depends on us being able to navigate what the report calls a skills quake. And yeah, the ground is definitely shaking.
How fast? 66%. That's how much faster the skills you need are changing.
That's right. In the jobs most affected by AI, the skills employers want are changing 66% faster than in other fields. And this quote from Carol Stubbings at PwC just nails it. The problem isn't that there won't be jobs. The problem is that we need to be ready to do those new jobs. And you can see how companies are shifting their thinking right here. They're caring less and less about traditional college degrees. Look at this. In the most AI-exposed jobs, the number of postings requiring a degree has dropped by 9 points. That's huge. The message here couldn't be clearer. What you can do right now is becoming way more important than what you studied years ago. Your skills, your ability to adapt, that's the new diploma. Okay, so let's put all the pieces together. What does this actually mean for your future with AI? I think the biggest thing to take away is this. We have to change how we think about this. It's not man versus machine. It's not a fight. The data is screaming that it's worker with machine. It's a partnership. So how do you get there?
How do you thrive in this new world? It really comes down to 3 things. 1, don't be afraid of the new tools. Learn them, play with them, embrace them. 2, focus on the stuff that makes you human, your critical thinking, your creativity, your ability to collaborate. Remember Amina and John? AI took the boring stuff so they could be more human at work. And 3, you've got to make learning a habit. It's not something you do once, it's something you do all the time.
So here's the final thought. The big question isn't if AI is going to change your job. The data shows it already is, and it's creating some incredible opportunities. So the real question, the one you have to ask yourself, is how are you going to change with it?